My name's Kylee, and I am Laurel's little sister and maid of honor. First off, I'd like to thank my parents, Tom's parents, and the whole bridal party for making this day what it is. Next off, I'd like to give a shout out to Laurel and Tom for somewhat arriving to their wedding on time.
Yay!
Little. And lastly, I'd like to give a tiny apology to my parents because this is a different speech than the one I read to them that they approved.
Yeah! Let's go!
I bet that right now my parents are terrified about what I'm going to say. But don't worry, there's honestly no better day I could think of to say some nice things about Laurel than on her wedding day, where there are witnesses. No, but really, I do appreciate Laurel as a big sister. I had to read that. Even though she did ask my parents when they were taking me back to China. Growing up, Laurel was never one to picture her wedding. Instead, she was singing karaoke, playing with Barbies, cutting the hair off one of our Barbies to make her look like 2007 Britney Spears. Yeah, stuffing it under the couch for my mom to find and be very concerned about. And repeating SH5 is now here over and over again to dismiss absolutely no one to a bus that was not coming. Yeah, the neighbors get that. Being my big sister, Laurel was the one to do all the firsts. The first to play any sport, the first to play an instrument, and definitely the first to break all of my parents' rules. Also, to set the example. So thank you for doing all the firsts, setting the good example, and being my built-in best friend. I didn't have to read that one.
Oh, that's a plus.
I couldn't imagine sharing the love of eating pizza while drinking chocolate milk and watching/quoting What a Girl Wants with anyone else. Hashtag how dare you do this. Had to get that in. All in all, you are hardworking, funny, smart, motivational, and have so many other great qualities that make you a great sister and will make you a great wife. Now, Tom. Tom, I can't imagine my sister picking a better guy to join this family, and more importantly, keep her dog obsession in check. From being competitive during game nights and laughing over Knob Creek and beer and just reaching things on the top shelf that normally requires step stool. Thank you for that. I'm super stoked for you to be my brother-in-law. Laurel, you now have some competition for a favorite sibling. For those of you who don't know, Lauren and Tim actually, they grew up in the same town and went to the same high school, and I can't believe we didn't see it, this marriage, because you know what they say, you marry someone like your father, which explains why Tom is tall, has a lot of hair, and is a Detroit Lions fan.
Damn!
But now, here we are, and a few years later, you're engaged, you moved, unfortunately, you got some adult jobs, good for you guys, and brought Astro and Bubba into this family. So now I can say my two favorites do live in Texas, and you too. In all this though, Laurel and Tom are the best versions of themselves when they're together. I've never seen Laurel happier than when she's with Tom, and I've never seen Tom happier than when he's with Laurel, even though I've only seen him for a few years. I've watched you both grow as a couple, grow individually, and I can't wait to continue to watch you grow and bring out the best of each other. So to wrap this up, let me offer you some words of advice you may or may not take, because normally at this time I'm playing Yahtzee with Mom and Dad. It's true, you can ask them. It's pandemic, I can't help it. 1, a good marriage is one where each partner secretly suspects they got the better end of the deal. So you can fight that one. Marriage is a relationship where one person's right and the other is the husband.
There it is. It
introducing the new Mr. and Mrs. Carr. To Laurel and Tom, wishing you the best of what is yet to come. I had to read that. Here's to you guys. Now chug.